So as an example, you do not want to come forward and say, hey man, we've got a really good TV market that you can add a whole bunch of homes. Oh, a whole bunch of homes that people are going to be cutting the cord to? That's not a good business model. If you're not in the top third of your conference, don't even look at leaving. And if you're in the bottom third of some of the bigger conferences, you might want to watch your back a little bit. Just saying. What the heck is going on, everybody? It is Jake with Master Football, back at it again. Happy Monday. Thank you so much for being here. Man, we had some college football games this last Saturday. We had some it's back, baby. Let's go. All right, everybody, if you've never been here before, this is Jake with Master Football, all things pro football, all things college football, all things video game football, anything related to American football we discuss on this show. Please, 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 emphasis on the please. Please hit that red subscribe button. Please like the video. Please share it. Please comment on it. Anything like that, I really much appreciate it. I'm trying to get this channel going. I need your support in that. So hopefully I can earn your subscription from you today. But without all of that, let's get into the video. All right, everybody. So college football just happened. Okay, unfortunately, sorry for my dear friends. I have a friend who was a Nebraska Huskers fan and a friend who was a Illinois Illini fan. And the Nebraska Huskers, who I don't know what's going to happen with Scott Frost there. I might even make a video about that in the future. However, I wanted to discuss realignment again. I know. I've made like 4 videos on realignment, something like that. But I can't stop, man. Come on. I'm trying to get these guys there. I'm trying to get them a big conference. But we'll see. I want to make sure I set precedent, though, because I feel like this video, realignment moves so quickly. And there was realignment before. There's realignment now. What's kind of going on? I want to set the precedent for that. So for those of you who've never been here before, I've got my handy dandy notebook. Okay, what we want to do really quickly is establish what kicked off the realignment back in 2010, what kind of happened, who went where, what is going on right now, and how realignment in 2010 versus realignment now, how they kind of differ. Let's go ahead and get into that. The number one driving factor, and again, this comes back a couple different stages here. So the number one driving factor behind conference realignment originally was the Big Ten Network. Boom, the Big Ten Network. So if you come down here, check this out. So basically, this is the crazy thing. So in 2004, the Big Ten and the ESPN were in a negotiation for extension of their conference's broadcast contract with the network. With 3 years remaining in the existing deal, the conference sought an increase in rights fees. ESPN balked, causing the Big Ten Commissioner Jim Dillon to begin exploring the creation of his own network. Announced in 2006, it has a 20-year joint program between the Big Ten Conference and Fox Entertainment Group. It launched in August 30th of 2007. So that sets the stage. ESPN, Big Ten were negotiating. ESPN did not like the terms that the Big Ten wanted. The Big Ten's like, if you can't beat them, join them. Let's make our own broadcasting network. Let's just make our own network. Let's just go from there. So they went ahead and did that. Now, that was 2007 was when it was initially created. So let's go fast forward to 2009. Background, rumors of conference expansion began in December of 2009 when Big Ten Commissioner Jim Dillon announced that the league would consider adding one or more teams. Media reports indicated that the Big Ten had 2 major motives for the expansion. The first being the conference's desire to increase the reach of its cable network. Remember, keep in mind, it's cable network, the Big Ten Network. At the time, the conference reportedly received as much as 88 cents per month for every subscriber to the new network in the Big Ten member states. And in the 2008-2009 fiscal year, the Big Ten alone distributed $6.4 million to each of the conference's 11 schools. Second, expanding to 12 or more schools would allow the conference to launch a potentially lucrative conference championship game in football. So that's what happened there. So essentially, they had 11 members. They wanted to get to 12, so they wanted to make sure that they can go ahead and get that conference championship game, in addition to the fact of being able to add in another region to its scope. So basically what happens is with cable deals and network deals, it's like, all right, so the Big Ten Network is available in these states. Well, what if we expand these states out? And then people who get cable network, we have access to X amount more people who will sign up for it. That's how it kind of operated. So this is what it set off. So I have my notebook here. So in 2010, Nebraska left the Big 12. Originally, they were in the Big 8. They left the Big 8, and now the Big 12 for the Big 10. The Big 12 South almost went to the Pac-12. Later, it was just Colorado. So the Big 12 South was essentially Oklahoma, Texas, Texas Tech, Oklahoma State, all went over to the Pac-12. That deal eventually fell through because of Texas. Lo and behold, Texas was the one kind of holding up and throwing all this crap off. All right, and then from there as well, Utah went to the Pac-10. So the Pac-10 got Colorado. Utah went over into the Pac-10, now the Pac-12. Nebraska went to the Big Ten. The Big Ten now has 12 teams. The Big 12 now has 11 teams. So we'll get back to that in a second, okay? 2011, Pitt and Syracuse leave the Big East for the ACC. Texas A&M and Missouri go to the SEC. 2012, Maryland and Rutgers agreed to go to the Big Ten. West Virginia and TCU go to the Big 12. Louisville goes to the ACC. And in 2013, the American Athletic Conference, created by Cincinnati, UConn, and UCF, elevates a whole bunch of other schools, and they go from there. So the big losers in that last round ultimately was Cincinnati, UConn, South Florida. They were Big East, had access to the Bowl Championship Series, but then they weren't able to kind of go from there. So Cincinnati was a big loser in the last section of realignment. They may be a winner now, but we'll kind of see. We're going to get into that in a later video, but I want to set the precedent that this is what happened. So that's what happened there. So again, everybody kind of realigned. The networks wanted to add those different regions. So as an example, Maryland and Rutgers went to the Big Ten. The reason why they wanted to add the Maryland and the DC area and the New York, New Jersey area to the Big Ten. I mean, at one point in 2016, Rutgers lost to Michigan 78-0. That does not do a lot for your conference in terms of competition, but what it does do is it adds 8 million more homes to that region. Now, I want to give you this video really quickly because this video is going to really, really set the stage for what this section of realignment is all about. Let's go to Andy Staples from The Athletic, appearing on 365 Sports. Remember? Everybody go and follow these guys, okay? They do a really good job. But let's check out this video real quick.
Multiple times a day we'll get calls, texts, emails about, well, Kansas is clearly going to the Big Ten, and West Virginia is clearly going to the ACC, and so-and-so is going to the Pac-12.
Oak State and Tech to the Pac-12.
Yeah, all of those things. You said, and I want it reiterated, that they're not adding people, and they're not going to. For our listeners who will never believe that, explain why they won't.
So everything is different in this round of realignment. The last round of realignment was all about territory acquisition. It's about get more cable homes in your conference footprint and make more money off your cable channel. That's why for the SEC, once they got Texas A&M and the 10 million cable homes of Texas, they didn't go get Clemson or Florida State. They went to Missouri, where they didn't already have a school in the state, to add 2 million more cable homes to the footprint. And that's why the Big Ten added Rutgers and Maryland, which contribute pretty much nothing competitively, but contribute tons of cable homes in the tri-state area for Rutgers and in the DMV for Maryland. But now the cable industry has changed. People have cut the cord. Non-sports fans have figured out, why am I paying for ESPN when I don't watch it? Why do I pay $7.50 a month for one ESPN channel when I don't watch it? And so you've lost, 20 to 30 million of those people out of that system. So now the economic drivers are different. The economic drivers for this round of realignment are how many games can you create that people feel like they cannot miss? And so when you can create Oklahoma, Alabama, Texas, LSU, Oklahoma, Florida, Texas, Georgia, those are games people feel like they can't miss. That's the type of school that can move into a different power conference. The ones who are not in the top third of their league, they're not moving anywhere. Like even the bottom half of the SEC, the bottom half of the Big Ten, most of the ACC, if they wanted to move right now, everybody would be like, nah, we're good.
So that sets the stage. Remember, last time, this is 2008, 2009, 2010, 11, kind of around that age, we were talking about adding footprint for your cable TV network. Well, there's something that's happened recently that's really thrown a wrench into cable TV network. Boom, this is from Forbes.com by Tony Fitzgerald. The number of cord cutters and cord nevers has tripled since 2014. Since 2014, the number of people who have cut the cord on cable, satellite, or telco subscription or never had a subscription at all has more than tripled, going from 15.6 million to a projected 50.4 million this year. The article goes on to say as well, there's less choice and more hassle with setting up satellite or getting the cable installed. Instead, you can stream YouTube on your phone for free without scheduling an appointment. Younger people especially are more likely to cut the cord. 2010's realignment and around that time period was based on an old method, okay? So you're not going to do that going forward. So as an example, you do not want to come forward and say, hey man, we've got a really good TV market that you can add a whole bunch of homes. a whole bunch of homes that people are going to be cutting the cord to. That's not a good business model. So that's not going to happen. I have my handy dandy notebook here. So remember, the last conference realignment, okay, the big access was increased TV market access, okay, by adding homes. However, you have to remember those homes now are under the understanding that they're going to have a satellite subscription. What is declining right now? Satellite subscriptions, okay, and launch a conference title game, particularly for the Big Ten. However, the Big 12 recently had 10 teams, and they signed a petition, and they were able to actually get a conference title game with only 10 teams. So both of those are off the table. So there's no more adding members for conference title games, and there's no more adding members for random assortments of homes that we can add to our region, because the future is streaming. Again, remember, this is one of those things where the technology is changing the landscape in ways you might not understand. This round of expansion goals are eyeballs only, more money. Okay, UT and OU to the SEC. Okay, they already have Texas A&M. They already have access to that region. They're not adding any additional homes to their region by adding Texas to the SEC. But what they are adding is the ability to have all those Texas fans watch. Now, again, they're not going to watch. They're going to find a way to watch. It doesn't matter how they do it. So it doesn't have to be connected to a network or a cable TV subscription. It just has to be, I want to watch Texas. Texas is playing Georgia. I got to watch. This one as well, the last one that's most important, especially for the Big 12, is survival. So this round of expansion is going to be heavily predicated upon survival. We're going to see more of that coming down. But that right there, just to set the stage, so everybody understand, hey, this team's got this TV market, this team's got this TV market. Listen, you heard it from Andy Staples. If you're not in the top third of your conference, don't even look at leaving. And if you're in the bottom third of some of the bigger conferences, you might want to watch your back a little bit. Just saying. All right, everybody, thank you so much for being here. Please like, share, subscribe, comment to the video, anything like that. I really much appreciate it. Who do you think is going to go where and why? Okay, you can't just say, oh, this team's going to go there because of this rivalry. Doesn't matter. This team's going to go there because of this TV market. Doesn't matter. What do you think is going to happen? Let me know in the comments. You guys have yourself a good day. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. I'm out.